Safety is more than a procedure, it's a shared commitment woven into every task and every site and every conversation across our Korea Zinc subsidiaries. Safety must remain our priority. What that means and how risks appear can look different in every environment. Each team across Sun Metals, Townsville Marine Logistics, Ark Energy and Townsville Logistics faces unique challenges that require us to consider unique solutions.
At Ark Energy, traveling to project sites in a remote area is a regular task. Every time we get behind the wheel, the risk is real. Our distraction, fatigue, and not paying attention on the road can actually contribute towards an event that could be the life-changing event. For me, at Ark Energy, I own the risk when I drive. Our life-saving rule is very simple. Drive to survive. That means having a journey plan, following road rules and keeping your eyes on the road at all times. Owning the risk isn't just about following rules. It's about making choices that keeps you and others safe.
At CML Brisbane, lashing is a regular physical task performed to secure and release shipping containers on a vessel. This activity carries multiple physical risks such as strains, sprains and slips from heavy gear and limited storage. Lashing is a part of stevedoring that naturally comes with risks, but we own them by providing our team members with training, mentoring and safe manual handling techniques, improved tooling, working in pairs and maintaining good housekeeping of lashing equipment. Being educated on these risks, managing our fatigue and keeping a mind-on-the-job attitude allows us to own the risk and be prepared for the risk within this environment.
One of our most critical tasks is the lancing of the roaster. This work is essential to prevent build-up in the roaster bed and sintering. It is, however, a high-risk activity. Our operators must open hatches around an operational roaster and use an air lance to break up any build-up. Because of the risks involved, every member of the team plays an important part in keeping the job safe. The control room operator closely monitors the roaster pressure. The operators completing the task must wear the correct PPE and maintain clear, constant communication with the control room. Safe Work Month is about reminding ourselves that knowing the risks are not enough. We must own those risks individually and as a team every time we carry out lancing or any other high-risk task in roasting.
At TML Townsville, the operations of mobile plant and equipment creates the risk for workers being hit or crushed while on the berth. TML workers, other berth user groups and contractors perform non-vessel related activities on the berth at the same time. Clear separation of work activities between the various work groups is critical to keeping everyone safe. In this environment, safety relies on well-planned operations, clear communication and managing interactions between people, work group, mobile plant, vehicles and equipment.
At Ark Energy, our renewable energy generation and hydrogen production facilities involve high levels of stored energy that must be properly controlled.
I own the risk when I lock out all sources of energy before starting work. No assumptions, no shortcuts. Our life-saving rules are simple: isolation and permit to work. These are in place every time before we lift a single tool, making sure all energy sources are isolated, locked out and verified. Owning the risk means taking responsibility, following the procedures and never starting work until it's safe. Because safety isn't optional, it's life-saving.
Before we get stuck into any job involving mobile plant and equipment, there's some really important risks that we all need to keep in mind. A lot of the tasks we do can be heavy, awkward and just plain tough, and that kind of work can put us at risk. Things like sprains, strains or even crush injuries to our hands or other parts of the body. That's why before we start any task, we must stop and take a moment to think it through. We should ask ourselves, is there a mechanical aid I should use for this job? Should I get a teammate to help me out? Should I be using the correct manual handling techniques, or is there a safer way to do this job? Previous incidents show that these risks are real. That's why our procedures and risk assessments exist. They're not just paperwork, they're tools to help us work smarter and safer. We take responsibility as a team to eliminate or control the risks so everyone goes home safe and healthy.
At SMC, we operate a wide range of vehicles and mobile equipment. Heavy mobile equipment, such as loaders and Moxie trucks, is part of our everyday operations, moving large quantities of material around the refinery. Operating this equipment in confined sheds and on tight refinery roads brings significant risks, both for the operators and for pedestrians. That's why knowing these risks, and more importantly, owning them, is essential. Each of us has a responsibility to ensure the safety of pedestrians, their fellow road users and ourselves every time we get behind the wheel or walk through the refinery.
Every role and every task has a risk. Every person has a choice. Know the risk and own the risk.